Hey guys, AK James762 here. I'm going to do a video about cleaning your steel surplus AK magazines. Now the chemical I use is Simple Green. It's all-purpose cleaner. Use it for pretty much anything. Besides wood. It says you can use it on wood, but I don't recommend it. It'll strip the finish right off. The magazines I will be using are 30-round Bulgarian-made AK magazines, brand new, still in the packaging, because I'm going to clean them because they're oily as shit. They're still in the packaging. So what I do is I will plug up one side of the sink and I'll put Simple Green in there. You want to put a bunch, because what I do is I soak the magazines in it for a little bit, and it helps break down the oils and the greases that are on there. Makes it easier to scrub off. And then over in this side of the sink, this is where I keep this little I don't know, Tupperware type container. It's just some plastic container. Make sure you don't, if you use something like this, make sure you don't mix it in with the shit you use for your food, because that would be gross. And make sure you get an old toothbrush, not something that you're going to use every day, because that would be gross too. And you put a little bit of hot water and Simple Green in here too, just a more concentrated mixture than what is over here, so you can scrub the scrub the magazine real good. Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and get the water nice and hot, and then I will add the Simple Green, let it fill up, and I'll show you how to take apart the magazines once I get to that point. So I'm going to go ahead and give me a minute, and I'll get this all set up for you guys. Okay, I got the sink on this side full, and then you want to just put about this much, not very much, just a little bit. And then what I do is I will fill it a little more than halfway with water too, and that will be your more concentrated mixture. Now I'm going to take one of these magazines apart. God damn, these things are pretty greasy. Alright, to take an AK magazine apart, you want to push this little detent down right here, and the plate will slide off this direction towards the larger half, or the larger end. Push it down and then push forward at the same time. But you want to be very careful when you pop this floor plate off, because if you're not holding down the bottom, it will fly right out, and it could hit you in the face and cause injury. That would suck, so be careful. All under spring tension. Pull the spring out, and the follower will sit on top of the spring. And you want to just set this off to the side. You want to leave this oily, because it's going to be sliding up and down inside the magazine. You want to keep all the oil on this, as much oil as you can. And at the end, maybe you might even want to spray it down with a little bit of ballastol or whatever kind of lubricant you use. I've got some paper over here set on the floor where I'll be setting all of these, and I'll put the bodies right in here. And hollow body, just drop it right in, let it sit and soak. You could even take these and drop them in there, but I usually take these and throw them in the little cup. Let them sit at the bottom of the cup. So I'm going to go ahead and get all these magazines disassembled, get all the bodies in here, and I'll come back and start showing you guys how I go about cleaning them. Alright, I've got all the magazines disassembled. I got all the bodies in here, the floor plates in this little cup, and I've got all the springs and followers off to the side on the floor. So take your toothbrush, go ahead and grab one of your bodies out of here. All you do is just scrub it down. And this Simple Green is a great degreaser. It takes oil and grease off of any damn thing you use it on. I used Simple Green in hot water to clean all the cosmoline off my Mosin and my SKS. It all came off, no problem. It's probably the best commercial degreaser out there. By the way, if you do this method like I'm doing, and you use it in your kitchen sink, be sure to get Lysol or some other type of strong disinfectant and spray it down and let it sit, and then scrub the shit out of your sink so you get all the grease and all the Simple Green and all that, because that's pretty I don't want to say hazardous, but it's not really good if you get it on your dishes and eat it. And after you scrub it, you just use your faucet and rinse all the water, rinse all the Simple Green off. I don't worry about the inside because the inside is oiled up pretty good, plus I'm going to spray some Ballistol in there. So, I mean, it doesn't matter if you get shit in there. You just take a towel. Be sure to use a towel that you're not going to use on, like I said, food-related items, or that you're going to use on your body or something, because that would also be pretty gross. You want to keep all of this shit away from food, good clothing, stuff like that. And it's all oil-free. So I'm going to go ahead and clean up all these magazines, clean up all the floor plates. I'll show you how I do the floor plates too. I mean, it's simple. It's the same thing. You just take it on either side and scrub it with the toothbrush, flip it over, do the same thing. Get down in the little lips and the rails on there. That's about it. Rinse that off too. Dry it off. Same thing. So I'm going to get all these magazines and floor plates cleaned up, and then at the end I will show you how I reassemble them. Alright, I've gotten all the magazine bodies and floor plates clean. Now I'm going to go ahead and show you how to reassemble them. Now remember guys, this video is for people who don't know about firearms and all that stuff. They don't know how to do this kind of stuff. So for those of you guys out there who know how to do it and all that shit, it's just redundant. So, I mean, it is what it is. Alright, obviously the follower end is going to go in first because that's the part that's going to come out of the top. So, go ahead and put the follower in there. I'm just going to compress the spring down. Make sure you have a floor plate handy, because you will need it quickly. Go ahead and push it down. Get all the way in there. Push it down a little bit. And then you want to slide it. There are two lips on the floor plate, and they go on the two sides of the magazine. So you want to slide it on there. Make sure that the little detent locks. Sometimes with that, there you go, pops right through there, and you're done. So I'll go ahead and get all these reassembled, and they got the new follower in them, by the way. It's a new design. Just thought I'd throw that in there. So I'll go ahead and get these magazines put back together and come back and show you the final product. Alright guys, I've got all the magazines cleaned and reassembled and oil free on the outside anyway. And like I said, this Simple Green is it's a great degreaser, but if you're using any type of kitchen facility where you may have food or you may have dishes that you put food or drink on or in, definitely exercise proper hygiene for that. Like I said, use Lysol or some type of heavy disinfectant like that to get the grease residue, the oil residue, the Simple Green, get all that out of your sink, out of your areas. Make sure you wash your hands really well before you handle food, or really before you handle anything. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe for me.